Bill Condon's adaptation, A Kiss of the Spider Woman, is on its way to theaters October 10th. We had an opportunity to talk with the star Tonatiuh about his character Molina, tension and chemistry with Diego Luna, and watching J-Lo put it all on the floor. And here's what he had to say. Check it out. We got to talk about this because I'm super excited to talk about this, Tonatiuh. Going into this, I need to know straight off with their co-stars or even just following the great William Hurt. Was there any intimidation going into this film?
I gotta tell you, man, I think I'm some kind of neurodivergent because it was just pure freaking excitement, man.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for a role like this my entire life. I've had the great pleasure of working for the last 10 years as a working class actor and to make sure that I tell as good of a story as possible. But it feels like I was in training to go to the Olympics because to dance next to Jennifer Lopez and sing and do a musical with Diego Luna and work on a Bill Condon film felt like a dream come true, man.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say like aside like the political and gender identity narrative, what would you say drew you to this imaginative story, or even Bill Condon's vision? What drew you to this?
The script. I mean, truly, the script is so fantastic. The juxtaposition of those two worlds for any cinephile to be able to to transport yourself back in time and do a classic cinematic technicolor musical is an actor's
Yeah.
dream. If you notice, like when you got to see the film, if you notice, there were little like homages that I wanted to throw to Gene Kelly, the trauma of
Yeah.
Montgomery Clift, Errol Flynn's hair. I wanted to make sure to like make nods to those things because to a certain extent at that time, Latinos weren't even allowed to get near those kinds of roles. And so to go
Yeah.
back and rewrite history and really say with our film, Latinos are Hollywood, not
Hmm.
Latin Hollywood,
Yeah.
just feels like a gift.
Yeah, there is it feels like such like old Hollywood. And what drew me in because I relate to the story as far as, movies are my escape from
Yeah.
reality. Like when I go to theaters by myself and can watch a movie just to get through the rest of the day. Um but one of the things that really stands out to me is the tension and chemistry between you and Diego. And I want to know, like, from the beginning to even to the end, walking off set, what was that like? Building that and even walking away from that, was that something that was hard to walk away from when it was all said and done?
You know, it's funny that you bring that up because I'll start with we shot two different films, right?
Okay.
There was the film within the film, which was a classic musical with its own narrative, arcs, characters, etc. That was in New York. It had its own cast, crew, etc. And then we moved over to Uruguay, where we shot the prison cell. And the really curious thing for those cinephiles out there, we did something that cinema usually never does. We shot in sequence,
Wow.
which is typically unheard of, right?
Yeah.
And the other unheard of thing is that we normally shoot about half a page to a page and a half, maybe 2 pages max a day. In this film, because we were independently budgeted film and because of the vision, we ended up shooting almost 6 to 11 pages on average per day
Mm.
in the prison. And so there was this reality that we were getting to experience texturally. The format of it was matching the content in a way that was really cool. We were in this cell from, before the sunrise and after the sun had set. So there was this like Stanford prison experiment going on essentially. And the
Yeah.
first time that you see Diego Luna and me, Tonatiuh, as Valentine and Molina seeing each other was the first time that we saw each other as characters. Like
Wow.
me entering the cell was the first time that we had ever seen each other. And so with every passing scene, with every trauma that these characters were inflicted upon, uh, that's how we built that chemistry and that relationship. The facades had to fall between the characters, and there was a trust that was earned, not just as the characters, but as the actors. And so there was this huge bonding moment, this chemistry between Diego and I, that by the time that I had to say goodbye, this movie is ending, I was viscerally shaking
Mhm.
because I was so connected and bonded to Diego.
Yeah, you both, and I'm gonna keep saying this. You both really own this role, specifically you. And I hear there's Oscar talk, there's Oscar buzz now, and congratulations on all of that. And when my last question is for you and working with Jennifer Lopez. what was it like seeing her in her bag? Because I feel like this, she completely owns this role. It is so perfectly casted for her. I've been saying this to people, even the naysayers, like this was a role that was made for her. And there's a line that you say that really stands out to me. And I want to know how you relate to that and what it was like to be able to deliver this line when you say, no matter how much Hollywood tried to make
Try to
her all
change her, she
American,
still remain yeah,
woo,
exactly. No, I
and she
have to
kills
say,
it
she does
at
kill.
that
She
moment.
eats it up. It is one of those things. It's just like so fascinating because how could it have never occurred to someone to give her an opportunity like this?
Yeah,
She is extraordinary at what she does. And Bill gave us all really the impossible task of doing these numbers and these scenes in as long a take as possible. If he could get away with one take, baby, he was gonna do it. And it really takes someone like Jennifer Lopez to deliver these incredible historical making numbers. Um, and she's beautiful as a platinum blonde. I mean, my God, she was
yeah,
giving Marilyn, she was giving Sid Charisse, she was giving.
yeah,
So it's one of those like incredible things where it's just like I don't know what the why. No, it hadn't occurred to anyone, but when people see it, it's undeniable.
yeah.
And to also pay flowers to Diego. I mean, my God, that man has been working in this industry since he was a child and has gotten knockout after knockout after knockout. And so it really felt like I was being in the company of some of the world's best creatives, and being invited to the table to cook something with them, and to really just like leave it all on the floor.
Yeah, and I want to leave you with this last thing. We know that it's gone from a book to a film to the stage, the musical stage. If they called you and said, "We want Molina back," interested, ever would you touch the stage for this? Because I really think you own this role. It's so perfectly casted all around with not just Jennifer, Diego, but you as well.
Thank
There's a
you.
reason that there's talks and Academy Award talk. What do you think? Would you ever step on stage?
Here's what I'll say. First of all, I want to sing dressing them up so badly, so I'm very tempted. And my number one thing that I love the most is to be able to transform myself and to constantly look different and play as many different roles as possible. So if it was a short run, possibly, but
Yeah.
my next big ambition is to transform yet again into something where I'm completely unrecognizable and to give you an essence because there is this temptation in Hollywood to pigeonhole people when they knock it out of the
Mhm.
park, right? And if you look at my previous work, there have been moments where people are like, "You were in that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." But the fact that you're
Yeah.
asking that question means I did my job right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I want to thank you and congratulate you all again. I had a really great time with this film. It really touched me in many different ways that I didn't expect it to. Not typically something that I would run to the theater for, but yeah,
Oh,
you guys nail it. So I want to
oh,
let
thank you,
everybody
man.
know. Oh, no problem. Make sure you guys are checking out Kiss of the Spider Woman. It is in theaters October 10th.